Monica from howtolearnalanguage.com. I'm going to talk you into languages. Welcome to the very first Monday inspiration video, and before I tell you more about what this channel is going to be about, let me tell you a little story. Back in 2008, when I first started working as a teacher, I had a student who was probably 15 years older than me at the time. He, from the very beginning of the course, had trouble to catch up on things and was visibly behind the rest of the group. The challenge with that group was that each of them was at a different stage of life, as well as, unfortunately, different level of the language. The guy I'm talking about was a single father of 3 kids, whose wife had died some years before. He had a full-time job to be able to sustain the family, and I assume after work had a handful of work when it comes to the kids and the house. Week by week, he was falling more and more behind, and as you can imagine, his morale went down that same road too. One day after class, it was a weekend school, so I only met him on Saturdays. He came to me and said that he wasn't sure whether he can pull it off. He knew he had to learn to speak for work, but he was sure he just didn't have it in him. It was my first teaching job, so you can imagine how confused I was at that moment when, a nearly 2 meters mature guy comes to me and tells me that he can't pull his stuff together. And somehow at that moment, I don't know exactly how that happened, but I took a deep breath and said something I never thought would actually be the very beginning of my language coaching career some years after. I said, if you really want it, you can do it. You will need to engage in order to get it, but you definitely can do that. I got your back when it comes to the methods and the knowledge. You just hang in there and put your heart into it. Surprisingly, he said, okay, let's give it one more try. I know that now, for the purpose of the story, I should say that it changed everything and he became the best student in class. Except that he didn't. But what he did was he learned to communicate and he kept developing, doing as much as he could, when he could, and with as much dedication as he could. And you know what? That was good enough. Because we all have it in us to learn another language. I know it's not always easy. I know you might be short on time. I know you might not know exactly how to do that. I've been there and I got your back. The first step though is to become the person who can learn a language. And that's a real game changer. In case of my student, once he took the decision and really committed to it, regardless of how little time he had, he used it well. Instead of sitting down to learning thinking, gee, so much stuff, I'm not gonna manage to go through all of this, or I still don't know this or that, and getting all anxious, he put his focus and energy into what he can do and how he can do it. So what I need from you today are actually 2 Ds: decision and dedication. And that's how it's done. So in this channel, I'm going to show you the methods and inspirations so that you can rediscover your innate ability to learn a language. I know you can do that because you already speak one, which totally proves that it is possible for you to learn a language. The question is rather, are you in? So write in the comments below, I'm in, or leave thumbs up so that I know you're there, and stay tuned for more Monday inspiration on YouTube and Instagram TV, and visit www.howtolearnalanguage.com for more. See you next week.